Welcome back to the BompCast,
We're back.
episode 2,
Sir.
with Neeraj Patel,
Sir.
Rahil, and Kree. Bye.
Good.
How are you doing this week?
Doing good. Just had work. Now just relaxing. About to see the Odyssey on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, you guys watched it yet?
No, we're watching it this Saturday.
Nice.
Chris
After my
just,
dad's
worked
birthday.
out today, declined my call, and then continue this day because that don't matter.
Yeah, I gotta. Neeraj calls me every day at lunch because he needs to de-stress. But I have to be there for him.
You have someone to tell, just tell everything and get it off your chest. Chris is my guy.
I'll
That's
answer.
Chris,
now.
right?
But I might have to find a new guy now.
No, I'll answer.
Rahil can't pick up. He's doing his MCAT stuff. Rahil, how are you feeling about your
that's it.
MCAT? It's next week.
Dude, I
Oh, it's
know,
next
bro.
week?
I mean, my MCAT's next Friday. So after long months of studying, hopefully it's all gonna turn out well. So,
Score
but
prediction?
score prediction, honestly, hopefully around a 510, but we'll see, bro.
All right, so that means he's going to get 525, guys.
Okay, I'll get.
Wait,
Before.
if you fart more than you consume, you'll lose weight.
Genius.
That's
I'm
what
keeping
I
that
do,
one.
Chris.
I'm
Every time I
definitely
eat
keeping-
lunch, podro ni cru.
This is getting bad.
Okay, well, FIFA World Cup just ended. Spain won. Their defense is unreal. Neeraj, how do you think Lamine Yamal played? Did he live up to World Cup expectations? And then talk to me about Spain's defense.
Well, I would say that Lamine Yamal, the expectations are so high. I think that even just because people saw that Kylian was able to do some extraordinary things when he was 19, and he was scoring a lot more than Lamine did. I think people expected Lamine to kind of just take over that game. But I think one thing is that Spain's a team. They play as a team, and they kind of just rely on whoever steps up that day. So I think Lamine did live up to expectations. I mean, at the end of the day, he's still a World Cup champ at 19 years old. And then Spain's defense is just, phenomenal. When you got Messi, Fernandez, and all those other guys attacking. And as you can see, over the game, they broke down a lot of the other teams towards the end of the game. But, Spain just didn't let that happen. So I think Spain, their defense is top-notch.
Chris?
Bro, I mean, I think Lamine definitely lived up to his expectations. He was definitely, in my opinion, the second best player in that in that game, in that World Cup final. Obviously, number one goes to Emi Martinez for Argentina, the goalkeeper. 11 saves, most in a World Cup
Dude,
final.
Ridiculous.
Crazy. But Argentina finally got exposed, in my opinion, for being a dirty team. Messi and Emi Martinez, they don't deserve any hate because they played their best. Enzo Fernandez deserves all the hate. Happy he finally gets his red card. What's it called, number 5 on their team? I forget. He looks like John Abraham, but what's that called? He deserves all the hate. I hate Argentina. They finally got exposed as a dirty team. But Lamine played really well. I'd argue that he's more valuable at 19 than Kylian, even though Kylian has more goals. But he what's it called? He gets doubled most of the game. Like he had insane passes that game. He's more of a playmaker. So I think he definitely lived up to expectations, and I'm happy for Spain.
Yeah. Rahil, do you think FIFA is rigged?
Honestly, I would say yes. And I honestly, I wasn't really too aware about a lot of what's going on with FIFA in terms of their reffing situation and all that. But when Chris was telling me about the Argentina versus Netherlands game in 2022, there was some very, very big controversy over there where it really made me sway that, oh, maybe it is a little bit rigged. Maybe there has to be some kind of reason why everyone is saying that, oh, Messi is FIFA's boy or whatever. What's the saying?
Yeah, he's FIFA's boy. He's FIFA's golden boy.
Yeah, FIFA's golden boy. So, and he
All right,
honestly, what were you saying?
So I want to start a segment.
Yeah.
Which is called Convince the Casual. And Convince the Casual is a segment we should do where basically one of us, me in this case, I don't know too much about the whole rigging of FIFA. And I want the expert, Chris, to educate me on it because he was getting mad at me over it during the England-Argentina games. I want to hear about it now. So Chris, tell me, convince the casual. Convince me that FIFA is rigged.
In my opinion, it starts back in 2018, but that's a whole long story. I'll get to the main controversies, which was Messi's 2022 World Cup, which was against the Netherlands. If you go in depth into that game, there was a lot of miscall. Soccer, it is one of those games where refs are heavily involved. It's not like basketball. Even though basketball has a lot of refs involved, soccer, it's a very physical sport. So any type of call, even in the box, if you miss a call in the box, even in the Spain game, there was a handball missed and on Argentina in the box, which should have been a penalty to Spain, but they didn't call it. It's just little things like that. Argentina Netherlands game, there was a Messi had a clear handball which it should have overturned to obviously the Netherlands. And I mean, in my opinion, the 2026 World Cup, like if you look at the brackets, if you look at the Capo Verde game, one of the goals, the goalkeeper wasn't even set and Messi hit the free kick and they scored. That's not right. On a lot of the free kicks, he moves the ball. Even I don't know if you guys caught that he was doing during the Spain game. He moves the ball away from where the ref pointed it. Obviously, the Egypt game considered one of the biggest robberies in like modern football history. So that, like, I mean, in my opinion, the truth always will prevail, and that's what happened on Sunday.
I think there's definitely some truth to it. Neeraj, I want your thoughts here because you know across NBA and NFL, and you've seen calls there too, and we all have. But where do you think the truth lies within FIFA being rigged? Because I think like the moving the ball thing, I think all the players do it. I don't think that's like cheating. I think the VAR situation with Egypt, that was a little stupid, I think. So Neeraj, go ahead.
I mean, I trust Chris on a lot of these things because I mean, I don't follow, all this stuff as closely as he does in soccer specifically, but I think there's levels to it. I mean, if you look at like the Astros and what they did to the Dodgers in 2017, I would not say that Argentina did something to that degree. Theirs might have been more subtle and kind of, at the end of the day, FIFA and all sports leagues are a money-making mechanism and money-making machine, right? They're going to try to keep those teams that are going to, bring the fans in and get, everybody's attention, in the tournament as long as they can, whether that be with, kind of small calls that eventually add up and kind of sway the momentum in a game. But, I agree with Chris in the sense that soccer is a physical game and, these calls matter, especially when yellow cards and red cards are given out. Like that does make a huge difference in the sense of like Switzerland. Like I didn't agree with, that guy getting a red card in the Switzerland-Argentina game. Switzerland's already underhanded versus Argentina when you have the GOAT on that side. Like, come on, this is like a final 8 game. Like, can we make it as competitive as possible and let the players play? But, soccer, football is another one where they call like a big pass interference or they call like a big, holding penalty. Like in the Saints-Rams game, I felt that was rigged in the sense that Drew Brees should have went to that Super Bowl. And
hated that shit.
No matter if Dad likes the Rams or, we're from the, we cheer for the LA teams, Drew Brees deserved that. And, I think there's levels to it, but I would say that it doesn't come close to like the Astros Dodgers, where like Dodgers are a money-making machine. Like they were supposed to win that World Series, and the Astros just, blindly cheated, and eventually the truth did prevail.
Fair enough. Rahel, any thoughts?
Yeah, I was gonna say that I would for like Argentina as like an international organization. I do feel like a lot of like those minuscule calls that may not be like as prevalent compared to like a more lesser known team like Cabo Verde or Curacao, for example. I just think for Argentina, it's very magnified, like those little small calls and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's a little bit unfair. Like I think that those small calls should not be as magnified to that kind of degree. There should be some kind of consistency across the entire organization in the sport. So.
And I think you see that to an extent in other sports as well, like NBA, like the star treatment or like stars get more foul calls in general than like lesser known players just because they've been in the league longer. So I think there's that you can draw that analogy across sports. Moving on to the next conversation I wanted to have on this pod, it's the GOAT of GOATs conversation, and it's highly controversial conversation because
mine.
Yeah. All right. So, Neeraj, who's yours?
So Michael Jordan is mine, and I think it's not because Michael Jordan is blindly and plainly the best at his sport compared to all of the other people best at their sport. Like you could say Tiger Woods revolutionized the game. That was my claim with Hrithik, right? So I can't just go back on that. Or Michael Phelps. Like we don't know. Most of us can't name another swimmer in his era. Like you can name Ryan Lochte and a couple others, but Michael Phelps was hands down that guy. Usain Bolt was the dominant force in his time. So I think that there are a lot of clear GOATs where like you're like hands down this guy's the best of the sport. But to me, Michael Jordan is the best because of certain things. Number one is I think a lot of these athletes that I mentioned next to his name as GOATs of their, respective sport all looked up to Michael Jordan. And you can kind of attribute that to, he was born in the right time for that. All these other guys were born later and they kind of looked up to him. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is sport is something of grit and determination and persistence. And Michael Jordan having that story, not making his high school team, and then going from a player who won 3 championships, was already the best, considered the best of his time or best of all time by Magic Johnson, Larry Bird after 1 or 2 rings. He comes back after going to another whole sport and wins 3 more in a row. And he ends really on a championship where we don't even know. Would he have won in 99? Would he have won in 2000 if they kept the team together? Who's to say that he doesn't beat Tim Duncan and David Robinson? So to me, Michael Jordan's sheer dominance and sheer competitiveness is something that I look up to, and I think all the other athletes look up to, which is why he's my GOAT. And just the fact that he never backs down and makes everything a competition.
Muted.
Yeah, I think you're muted. You're
Mario
muted.
Very muted, bro.
Brilliant.
That
Okay,
sounded really good, though. It looked like you were saying something smart.
I was. So just to list out some Michael Jordan facts and stats for everybody to know. Michael Jordan has 10 NBA scoring titles. He's obviously 6-0 in the finals. He never let a finals series go to Game 7. And
Are you reading this offline?
I
you
have all this prepared.
Okay, nice.
And he won Defensive Player of the Year, and he also has won the MVP, and obviously he averaged 35 points per game while being one of the best defenders in the league.
37.1 and 87.
37.1 and 87. And
that translates to almost 1 year he averaged 3 steals or something like that. In this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and he was Rookie of the Year, dunk contest champion, 6 rings, 6-0. He's got 10 scoring titles, 10 NBA first team all defenses, got the Defensive Player of the Year. What else? Guys, he averaged 28.1 points per game as a rookie in his era. When we're talking about James Harden and Luka Doncic, who you all admire so much, averaging 34 points in this era, 28 points in 1984.
Not even close.
No, I'm just saying that you guys admire his play style and what he does.
You're allowed to admire people.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that 28 points in that era is equal to over 35 points right now. As a rookie, he did that. And then his second season, when he was out and he had to convince the organization to let him play for those, 10 to 20 minutes per game, he averaged 20 again. He was just coming in there and just scoring. So that's my argument. He just sheer dominance.
All right. And then we have another GOAT that they want to rep.
I don't even think... Oh, wait, you go, Ro.
I honestly don't even think it's even remotely close. I honestly do not think it's Jordan at all. Not even close. Because this is the thing. And I'm going to get to my answer later on. But my criteria on who the GOAT of GOAT is that you can't have anyone even comparable to you in that sport. You know what I'm saying? When we're talking about Tiger Woods, that kind of sheer peak and sheer dominance, it is... Almost if you ask 9 out of 10 people, they're going to say that Tiger Woods is the GOAT of golf, right? So that's what I'm saying is that I think that you can't have some kind of debate. A lot of people think LeBron James is a GOAT. A lot of people think Michael Jordan is a GOAT. So if you're not even in the GOAT of your own sport, then how can you be the GOAT of all GOATs?
Let me give you a counter argument there, even though I 95% agree with you. And I'm going to counter my counter argument, okay?
Is yours Tiger, Ryle?
No, mine is
I know
Phelps.
Tom Brady.
Mine is Phelps.
Phelps. Okay.
You're talking about 23 gold medals. 23.
Yeah, it's not even close. No one's close.
And that is not even that. Who is second? Like who? Who is second? I'm not even kidding.
8 gold medals in the single Olympics.
Like it's not even close. Like you can't even put a swimmer even comparable to Jordan or to Phelps at all.
No, that's true.
And this is in terms of all strokes as well. He's a dominant freestyler. He's dominant in all 4 strokes, all those kind of events. He's dominant in relays. He's dominant in backstroke, dominant in butterfly. So I think, and it's not even disputed in terms of like other sports. But what were you going to say, Mark?
I was going to say about Tiger that he's not necessarily undisputed GOAT in his sport because of Jack, the Golden Bear. But I think Jack is like the equivalent of Bill Russell in golf. And I think that's like comparing Jordan to Russell, which no one does in NBA because everybody's sane and normal when it comes to that. But when it comes to Jack, it's completely different in that the game hasn't changed that much. No. Jack did not change the game at all. Yeah. Tiger Woods made it the standard to hit 300-yard drives. Tiger Woods made it the standard to lengthen courses. They made the courses Tiger proof. They have a term, Tiger proof. Tiger Woods is the only player ever to hold all 4 major championships in the same year. In the same year, he won them
That's
back
crazy.
to back to back to back. He had 8 wins in a row. He had 7 wins in a row. He had 7 wins in a row. It was a race and who came second. However, I don't think he's the GOAT of GOATs because there is still a conversation. And like you both said, there cannot be a conversation. So, Krish, I want to hear your answer, and then I'll get to my answer because my answer is based on research that I did earlier, and so that's not fair.
So I agree with Rahel where if you can't be the GOAT of GOATs if there's a conversation. Like my GOAT of basketball is LeBron, and I'm not putting him in the conversation because Jordan's there, right? I was gonna say Brady, but honestly, it's Phelps in my opinion. He's not just considered the greatest swimmer of all time. He's considered the greatest Olympian of all time, which competes with so many other different types of sports. I mean, it's just crazy. Like that level of dominance, I don't even think it's gonna be matched in our lifetime. And like Neeraj said, you can't really name too many other swimmers from that era. Like I can name like 5 or 6, but nothing like crazy.
Yeah,
But
Phelps,
Brady,
I read books about that guy. He's insane.
And
Yeah,
Chris,
crazy.
he swam all day, and he ate all day, and then he
he
just
didn't miss a single day of swimming. He would train every single day.
I know for 3, I think it was 10 years straight or something. He didn't
yeah,
miss a
it was
day
6
in the
years
pool.
straight. 6 years straight.
6
He
years
hasn't missed a
straight,
single day in
everybody
the
would do
water.
their own thing, and he would just be in the pool. No, I agree with you. I just can't speak on swimming like you guys can because you guys actually swam. You can analyze the backstroke and all these things. I don't know all the medals and things. Otherwise, yeah, Phelps was like, you don't know another swimmer, really, if you're not someone who watches swimming. You can name a couple other basketball players, a couple other golfers, but yeah, Phelps probably right there, you know?
Okay, so my based on research argument, based on my own like emotional argument, it's Tiger. Just I love Tiger too much, and yeah, barring all the stuff he did outside of the sport and how idiotic he has become, he had the most dominant run in any sport ever, I think. I think he changed a sport to be completely different than what it used to be. He completely transformed TV ratings of a sport that was considered just a gentleman's white man's sport. He made it into an everybody's sport. He internationalized the game. And sure, you can chalk it up to Vijay Singh and some other players, and they had their fair shares, and I give them the props, but I think Tiger Woods had an unbelievable influence in his sport. But I think the GOAT of GOATs is Wayne Gretzky, and that is purely based off of the research. Because I was looking into this segment earlier, and
4 rings, right?
Yes, and I'll just list off some things to you guys. So if you erased all his goals that he scored by himself, he's still the all-time leading scorer purely based off assists. He has more career assists than the second most points in NFL or in NHL history. And the craziest thing to me that just put into perspective is fantasy sports. When they were doing fantasy sports with NHL, they had to split Gretzky into 2 players. They had Gretzky points and Gretzky assists, and you couldn't draft both. So with the first overall pick, you pick one, and then whoever second overall would pick the other. And it was that's the most absurd thing I've ever seen. And then obviously we know that I think all hockey players consider him the GOAT of hockey. So
Yeah.
I'm not a big hockey guy, but after he won the NHL MVP 8 consecutive times. I don't think there's anything else to be said there.
Can I say something about
He
that?
is that beast. Yeah, he's a beast.
So, okay, he is obviously the undisputed GOAT of NHL, but the thing is, like, I understand he's obviously the most dominant, like, in any sport of his, like, own era, obviously. But if you ask players, if you ask not play just players, if you ask fans nowadays, most people would say if they had to draft someone, they would draft Connor McDavid over every single player
McDavid's more
ever,
talented.
over like any person in the history, and over obviously Ovechkin, Gretzky, everybody. McDavid's just that good, but obviously you need the accolades, you need the stats, you need all that to to back that up. And I mean, I'm not downing Gretzky in terms of saying like, oh, he's not the GOAT of GOATs and all that stuff, and he's not the GOAT. He clearly is, but I'm just saying that like McDavid, like
He's on the rise.
he's on the rise. Yeah,
He's on the rise.
All right, you've heard me
coming.
mention McDavid's name. He's like that
I might
guy.
have
He
to
puts
watch some of his
150
highlights.
points. He puts
He's
150
crazy.
points like it's nothing every season, and he's
Yeah.
always beating people. So, Krish, I think that's a good take. And the other thing with Phelps is that it's a national game, or I mean a global game, being the Olympics. And I think that hockey is more centralized in one area. And so I think that's why maybe the edge would go to someone like Phelps over Jordan or Gretzky, just because it's a global thing. The best athletes from across the world are coming. And, it's like winning the World Cup like 3, 4 times. He's coming, 3, 4, 5 times he came to the Olympics and he won like every time. So I think that's why Christian and Ra have a great argument there. And then one dark horse I would like to say that could be maybe talked about in our conversation 10 years as the GOAT of GOATs is Shohei Ohtani. I think that, if he continues this run, pitching and hitting, winning his 5th MVP in 6 years, like, I mean, he's literally doing everything. He's hitting at the top level, he's pitching at the top level, and he's winning rings at the same time. So I think that maybe in 5, 10 years when we have this conversation again, Shohei could be mentioned with some of these other guys.
Okay, one last thing before we move to the next segment, which is just going to be us talking about life. But one last thing is I was looking into GOAT of GOATs, like I said, and I found this guy named Don Bradman. I don't know if any of you have heard of him. He's a cricket player from like the 1920s, 1910s. And obviously we write off people from that long ago a lot of the times, but his batting average, which is basically how many runs you get per whatever, is 99.94, and the second most is 55. And people build statues for you when you're in the 50s, like Sachin Tendulkar, career 55, which is unbelievable. Don Bradman 99. So I was just looking at him. That was something interesting to me. But anyway,
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I didn't want this GOAT of GOATs conversation to not be mentioned without Messi, because I mean, in my opinion, he is the GOAT of soccer. I mean, I'm a Ronaldo fan. I like him more, but I'm gonna admit that Messi's the GOAT. Like, trust me, like he is. Yeah. It's just there's too much controversy in these last, like, since 2018, like that there's too much controversy. He should, in my opinion, he should not have 8 Ballon d'Ors. I have a lot of friends that are Messi glazers saying he doesn't deserve 8 Ballon d'Ors. He deserves 6. Ronaldo also deserves 6, but that's a whole separate conversation. You guys know what the Champions League is? Yeah. That's considered like the Super Bowl of club teams, and he doesn't even have the most. Ronaldo has more. So there's just a lot of things to factor in terms of that. And obviously, if he's favored by the entire organization itself, like, I don't know if you can put him in that conversation, but he's definitely up there.
Fair enough. So now I want to talk about where our lives are and where they're moving, because people got to know about us, and I have to catch up with you guys anyways too. Chris, how's work going?
Work's fine. It's just long. It's just like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 a.m. to 6:30. It's just, I mean, check comes $700 for 3 days of work. It's worth it in my opinion. So like, and then I gotta enjoy these 4 days, just do whatever, go to the gym, relax with Ra and my dad and my mom whenever they're free. And then, I get to hang out with my friends, play basketball. Obviously, enjoy this great era of movies.
Decline my calls.
Yeah, decline Neerj's calls. Play
if
some
you're
video
relaxing
games.
Monday through Thursday, then you have to pick up my calls then.
I'm not just relaxing though. I'm doing other things. Like I'm literally ironing all the stinker wedding clothes literally before this, bro. It's just so stupid. But like, I mean, life's going good, work's going well. Just excited for this upcoming semester. Got my own apartment finally. So it's gonna be good. I'm not living in a dorm anymore. It's like one of my friends named Afraj and then 2 randoms. So it's like a 4 apartment. It's like a 4-person apartment, but I got my own bathroom in my own room.
Nice, that'd be fun. Neerj, are you actually working?
Doesn't seem like it.
Actually working?
Just on the roof.
Aren't you guys amazed how I've made it this far with the way I go about things?
Yeah.
Oh wait, Neerj, you have to say you gotta tell us the roulette stories.
Yeah, so to continue about me not working, I found myself in the casino yesterday night. Somehow I was just walking down the street in the very small city of Chicago and ended up in Bally's Casino, and I grazed up the escalators.
Before you tell this one, go back in time. Tell us about the other instances of the roulette.
I mean, like me and a friend, one of my close friends here, Ishan. So we went together the first time. Oh, we went with Ashmit too. So Ashmit was there with us, and he was in town. So we went the first day. And we ended up winning 225 that first day. And we split it amongst 3 of us, right? So there's more people to split amongst. And, it came out to 75 per person. And then the next day we came back just for one hand. And we put 100 on black. No, on red. Because I told him Sunday red is Tiger's day. And you cannot go against my hunch call. And we hit that. We split that 33 amongst each other. So we paid for our drink and my Uber home. And then last week, me and Ishan went again, and on a Wednesday, And we like to have nice dinners. We like to enjoy ourselves a little bit. So we're like, do we even have money to pay for this from our salary? Or should we just make it up at the roulette table? So I called a 23 for Jordan, hit a 24 and hit 18 for Mahir, all single stock picks. And Ishan doesn't like those, but I did it anyways. And we hit 425 amongst two of us, so 200 each, 210 each. And then yesterday I went back. I went from $200 to $50. I had nothing. I was losing everything. I put my last 50 on 5 separate numbers. Number 7, number 11, no, number 4, number 11, number 19, number 23, and 24. I always trust my numbers. 19 for the World Cup, and then 4 because I checked my number 4 times before I locked it. 11 because 11, 24, and Jordan 23. Hit 4 with 2 chips with a 35x payout. Went back up to 350. Then I hit 23 for Jordan, and the lady that was managing the table was like, haha, Michael Jordan red 23, and I showed her my phone, and I was like, you know what that means. And then she started laughing, and then 19, Ishan left the table. He's like, bro, I gotta go get his. We had another guy there, and he went to get him, and he's like, dude, this guy's winning all this money. And I hit 19 right after that. And he's like, are you serious, bro? And I ended up 550. But we had a good time. Me and Ishan have been, doing really well there. So all the dinners paid for, weekends have been free, and my salary is going straight.
I'm starting to think you're earning more at the casino.
Yeah, I am. It's the second
Putting
job,
hours
bro.
in.
Imagine $350 for an hour of work.
That's some
They're
pretty
gonna
good
give you a
profit.
raise. The casino's gonna give you a raise.
Exactly. Yeah, so. But, yeah, it was fun. And then thanks to Ishan for fronting me with the cash. Shout out, Ishan.
Casino goblin, bro. Casino demon
it's
over
fun.
there. Wow.
Yeah,
Tell us about the worst part about MCAT study.
dude, honestly, like it's just bad, bro. Like the worst part about MCAT studying is, bro, the worst part is that you wake up every single day, 7:30, 8 o'clock a.m. You have to just go to the library, shower, go to the library, and then that's all you do. You just come back home, eat, go to the gym if you have time, and you just keep on doing that every single day for like 3 months straight. That is literally the worst part.
You're talking
So
about 3 months? Michael Phelps did it for 6 years.
God, bro.
We just talked about that. He did it 24 times your timeline right now.
Jesus Christ, bro.
24 times your timeline.
Yeah, I'm not
Rookie
built like
numbers,
that. I
Adam.
can't do it that 24 times, bro.
Yeah, and this is
But-
the MCAT.
Yeah,
It's
no, honestly, like
no
my
fun.
MCAT's next Friday, so
Yes,
MK
sir.
equals
Have
no
you
fun,
seen
but-
yourself improving?
Is
I don't
Miles
care as
Grandma
long as you don't
frozen?
come like Raju Rastogi with Taro number last.
Nah, it's fine. I mean, if I don't do that well, then I guess I'll just retake it, but that's the problem for another time. So I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
you
try
should
my
retake
best
it.
right
Chill.
now and see how it goes.
Have you seen yourself improving?
Don't uttamam the bottoms.
But yeah, for sure, yeah. Yeah. Definitely improving in certain topics. Certain things I'm not, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, honestly,
your worst
my
section?
life's
Cars?
kind of boring right now. So
Is cars the worst section?
yeah, cars, bro. Yeah, and that's the one section that you don't need any like background information or anything. Like all the answers are literally in the passage.
Bro, just read.
My worst section is stun.
That's your best section, right?
Sunday,
Stun
Sunday.
him.
For anything.
What do you say? What you say, Ron?
Wait, Krish. Krish, Gamyu?
Gumyu, yeah, Gumyu.
Krish excited to you.
Yeah.
He put the camera up.
Alright, stunning.
Alright.
Wait,
They don't
Ron,
even know
what
what
did you
we're
say?
talking about.
What was I saying?
You said
dumb.
something about
What the hell?
cars.
No, I was saying, Meyer, I was like, that's your best section, right? Cars? Like on like the SAT
Yeah.
and all that stuff, like just reading
Yeah,
in general. That
I don't know. I guess I'm just good at reading. I tend to be.
you just
I don't know.
understand it. bro.
Maybe the Kaplan, like the diagnostic thing, was easier because I don't know how I got a perfect without, like, that was kind of, it felt really easy. So maybe it was wrong.
Nah, you're
It
just
might have
him.
been just wrong because like I did
You're
some of the
just him, bro.
Jack Weston, right? I did some of the Jack Weston,
Yeah.
the daily passages or whatever, and I would get like 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5. One time I got a 3 out of 5, and then I stopped doing them. After I got a 3 out of 5, I didn't want to ruin
Bro,
my
honestly, that's
confidence.
pretty good. Like for not even like your like first time or not too much exposure and that kind of comprehension, that's pretty impressive.
It's because I'm reading Claude all day. All I do is talk to Claude.
what do you-
I talk to
bro?
Claude more than my life.
Claude's my therapist now. Every time I want him to convince convince me and assure me that Ritik's better than everybody else, I just ask
Wait,
a lot.
I wanted to ask you guys this, but when did you guys actually start using like AI and like all these kind of different tools like
I
in
used
your
it
daily
way
life?
later than most people. I used it in like 2024, like mid 2024. Yeah, people started
Me
using
too.
like late 2022. I didn't start using it till like my fall of my or summer of 2024 when I was at my internship.
Bro, I was gonna say that like I noticed AI and all that kind of stuff was getting popular, yeah, like late 2022, early 2023, like my freshman year when I was in college, but I never really used it up until like yeah, 2024, end of 2024.
That's
No,
because chat
I
was
have a
released
funny
in
story.
November
Yeah.
2022.
So what happened was I was sitting in my room and Ishan texted me and he was like, "Yo, check this out." And he sent me a link, and the link was ChatGPT. So I click on the link and I'm like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Don't tell anybody about this. Keep this between us." And I'm like, "All right." So he's like, "Just tell it to do your homework." He's like, "Tell it to do your homework." I was like, "Bet." But yeah, Ishan told me not to tell anybody, and then basically everybody ended up finding out like a week later. So it didn't exactly work
Yeah,
out the way we planned, but yeah, I've been using it since 2022.
I've been using it since like honestly same time as Neeraj. Probably like maybe earlier, like early 2024, because Rahel introduced it to me to help me with my college apps. But college apps going into freshman year, and then I mean, yeah, it was just barbecue chicken from there.
It was raps, baby.
Okay, yeah,
Tandoori bani gaya bhai.
tandoori chicken.
Now my life's become talking a quad. I'm trying to go back
Bro,
to the
but
time
now like
before.
At least
bro,
you didn't
I
have
was
to
like I
upgrade
was
to
thinking
$80.
about this.
Huh?
I had to upgrade to $80, the $100 one for one couple of months because I was using it so much. From
Bro, I'm
20
on
to
that
100.
shit.
You're on that shit? You pay
Of
100?
course, I code with it.
Oh, I don't code with it. I was just querying it. I would just kept asking everything.
Bro,
Was
like
Hrithik Krish
what do you
better
guys
than
think
Ranveer's
what do you guys
Padmavat?
What do you guys think about like you know how we
Big.
were using like we started using AI like really late into like our academic career, like more into like our professional lives? Like what about kids nowadays?
They're
Like
cooked.
younger kids now, like Gen A kids, like they're cooked, right? How are you even expected
Hey,
to learn? Because
If
AI
it's
is such
not
a powerful
controlled,
tool.
they're never gonna think.
You have zero self-control,
Yeah,
right?
they're never gonna think. And their
yeah, no,
parents,
I
the
don't
issue
think
is gonna
so.
be the parents too, because the parents are so uneducated about AI that they won't know how to control their kids. They won't know how to teach their kids the proper things. The parents will be introduced to AI and use it just as poorly as the children will. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
actually get ahead of it, ahead of the curve with some of my younger cousins, Nivir, all of them. I'm trying to get them involved in it in the right way so they can actually like take advantage of it in the right way, learn how to code, learn how to do those sorts of things. But I don't think people without guidance are going to be doing well on AI, and there's not going to be any regulation to help manage it. It's just going to be like cheating off the internet times 10.
I
I
just
also feel
think
like
that. Good.
sorry. I also feel like it goes hand in hand with like even just like how kids activities nowadays too. Like you see a lot of like these young kids are bro, I see kids on their iPads at restaurants. I see kids on their iPads like everywhere. And I mean, when we were kids, like we would just go outside as much as we can. Like and then like obviously our parents would have to like to beg us to come inside. I don't see that happening a lot anymore. And yeah, like you said, like without the guidance, like it just sucks. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
marriage.
that one thing was just like, like when your parents used to like want you to speak Gujarati in the house and they say Gujarati bol, Gujarati bol. But like if they kept speaking in English, like you would just revert back to English. And I think that that's like, I think even now adults are using AI so much that like the kids are gonna do the same thing. Like they're not gonna be thinking for themselves as their own parents are asking constantly AI what to do. And I think that that's so different than what we had, just because like it was similar with like video games, right? Like it was parents' job to kind of keep that in control. And like some days, Mar, like we would just sit up there and play as much video games as we can. And like it's same with all of us when we had the FIFA tournaments and stuff. Like just as much as we were outside, there's some days where we were just constantly playing video games. I
To
think that's
this
like
day.
AI now, right? Like you can do
yeah,
so
looking
much
to
with
the state.
AI to this day. Yeah, exactly.
Any other thoughts?
Bro, are you like, dude, are you actually
God, Shijikuri.
Bomb Mario. Is it Bombi Mario?
I think that calls for the Sanskrit verse, the mighty Sanskrit verse.
Let's end it off with
Uttamam
it.
datta padam.
Oh,
Adam. Madhyam
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 Adam
padam
Padam Tuchuk
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 tuchuk tuchuk.
Chuk.
Karnishtam
Nam
thusuriya
Padam
padam.
Padam.
Sursuri
We'll see you next week, ladies and gentlemen, on the BompCast.
Hope you guys enjoy.